So tell me, in the early days, you tried LiveCode and you tried a few different languages. So tell me about how all that went when you started out in Armenia for the first time.
Okay, so the first was native.
Yeah.
So that lasted about 3 days.
Okay.
I can tell you. That was a quick one.
Yeah.
So that just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
We looked at Zojo. At that time it was Real Basic, I think it was.
Yeah.
So we looked at Real Basic. Ionic wasn't out yet at the time. I think it was a PhoneGap.
Yeah.
So PhoneGap and a few other like web-based ones, but that was fine, but that wasn't going to get me desktop.
Yeah.
And the real thing was, how are you going to do mobile and desktop?
Yeah.
So that was a real challenge for us.
Sure. Yeah. And did you ran some classes comparing with LiveCode and some other languages? I think you
That's correct.
Yeah.
So what we did, I believe it was like 3 different languages. We had 2, this is the native class, that would close down really fast.
Right.
That was even before Swift or anything like that. So we went out. I believe we tried to do PhoneGap, which was really not that complex. So we did PhoneGap, and I believe we had done Java.
Right.
And then there was LiveCode.
Yeah.
And Zojo didn't work for us because it wasn't multi-platform.
Right.
So that already scratched it off the list.
Sure.
So when we just went down that direction, very quickly, by the time we had the 2 other languages, they were just getting started finishing up Hello World apps.
Right.
The LiveCode guys, and the funny thing was, that was not the one I actually concentrated on. So when I went back, not only that, but they had been done. They had already finished the calculator app, they had finished a few other ones, and then we really got the idea of how can we teach them coding.
Right.
And that's where we basically took all the apps on the iPhone and we created them, and then we had them recreated.
Right. So what are your favorite things about LiveCode?
I think my favorite thing is ease of training.
Sure.
We get in and you just focus on the logic. I'm a traditional programmer. So, it took a little bit getting used to because there's no dot object.
Yeah.
So for me, and I don't sugarcoat it to people when I talk to them, it's a change of that. But the most interesting thing is, if you're really looking to start a fresh team, LiveCode is incredible to start with.
Right.
Because they don't have that precondition
Yeah.
of object.value is, object.property is equal to value. They just say it.
Yeah.
So in a sense, I think the most important thing is I find myself, what I do is I write all my comments. When I get into a function, and this is a personal preference, I actually comment my entire section. And the most interesting thing is I find that once I get my flow, I do my comments, and then I go back and write them. In reality, the code is not that much different than my comments. It's very similar.
Yeah.
It actually reads almost the same.